Hey everyone, this time on Tim Talks Audio, we're diving into the world of AI instruments. From Audialab, this is Emergent Drums. Emergent Drums is an AI generative sample creator. It uses algorithms to come up with drum sounds and map them out. And there's a lot of cool features in here where you can generate an entire AI kit so you can make whatever kind of music you want with it, and it'll do the entire kit. And you can also go into individual pads and refine them, adjust them, generate a new sample within that pad. There's a lot of really cool things you can do in this plugin. So let's dive into the DAW and take a look at Emergent. Okay, so here it is. This is Emergent Drums by Audialab, and it looks probably pretty similar to other drum sequence style instruments that you've seen before. On the left-hand side, you can see our drum pads. They're all color-coded by what type of drum they are, and you can go in and kind of just do a bunch of things with a right-click that I did accidentally. Don't worry about it. But they're color-coded. It tells you what they are. Even though C1 says random, I know that this is a kick drum because I listened to it and it was a kick. There's claps, snares, hats. Here's another kick drum. There's percussions, there's cymbals, there's more snares. Plus, you can go in and adjust all of the individual samples to your suit. And like we said before, we can create all new sounds. So let's do exactly that. I'm first going to just very quickly close the instrument and show you, after I hit mute on these channels, ignore them, we're going to be working with just this very basic piano loop that I have going on that I put together. It's a nice little melody and some chords. Right now, without any drums, it sounds like this. So not bad. We have a basis of something going on here. And when I hear this, I do hear some drums going on. So we're going to unmute our channels and bring Emergent Drums right back in. And you know what? Let's go full reset. Let's go completely new. Now, yes, I already have a pattern that I created underneath this loop that I made, but the pattern is there to keep everything consistent, to show you what the instrument can do. So let's start brand new. And I do want to say this as well. We're using version 1.5. It's actually a pre-build. They sent this over to me early so that I could check it out and review it for you guys. So firstly, thank you to Audiolab for sending this over so we can check things out. But now we're going to create a whole new kit. Right here is the two arrows looping around, regenerate all drum pads. The AI algorithm is going to make new samples for us all over this entire drum pad, and our pattern inside of our session is going to update with these different sounds. The pattern itself isn't going to change, just the sounds. So let's generate all new sounds. It's just going to ask me, who I really am sure of doing this? Yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, so we have all new samples. AI has generated new samples for absolutely everything. And you didn't hear it before, but it doesn't matter because we can continuously change all of these things. Speaking of change, I'm noticing C1 is usually a kick drum, and for some reason right now it's on E1. We can easily change that. If you use the arrows, you can just drag your pads to another pad, and they're just going to swap. So watch, the kick that's on E1, I'm going to drag to C1, and they just trade places. So now my kick is on C1. If I wanted to move anything else, I could just use the arrows, move them around. You want to audition anything? Hit the play button. This is going to make the sample play. So here's the kick drum. And then if you don't want to play a certain sample or you just want to mute the pad, that's what the little speaker is. When it's grayed out, you're just going to mute it out. If we move over to the right-hand side, we can now see that we're working with a kick drum. And this is where we can change what is in this actual pattern. Okay, so that's our kick sound. And if we go to the right-hand side of the window here, we can see our sample. We can adjust our sample length. Then you can do that for the front and the back, but because this is a kick drum, I want that transient in the beginning. I want that transient at the beginning, so I'm not going to do any editing here, but maybe I can shorten it down because it is a very quick kind of kick drum. Maybe that's not the kick drum that I want right now. Then I can go right to this slider where it says similar or random, and this is going to change how the AI algorithm will generate a new sample if we hit this generate button. And this does not do the rest of the kit. It only does this one pad. So we're only going to change our kick drum. And I do want it to be similar, but not entirely similar. So I'll lean this way and we'll make a new sample. Okay, cool. So we have a brand new sample. Now we can do some other kinds of sound design movements on the right-hand side here. You have attack, release, cut off, and F is the frequency or filter, because you can filter out the lows from the bottom or the highs from the top. So go ahead and go into here and adjust the sample however you need. Maybe you need a shorter release. You can see it update in real time, or you want a longer release. Now, this is already just a very short kick sound, so you're only going to get so much. And the C actually isn't the cutoff. This is the clip volume, essentially. So you can push it up and get a more clipped, distorted style sample, or you can bring this down so it's not nearly as crushed and as crunchy. Underneath that, you can set your pan if you have some elements that you want to pan because you're only using one set of outputs and you have everything going to that drum bus, essentially. You can pan right here inside the plugin. And you can also set the pitch. You can make it a little bit flatter or a little bit sharper to suit the key of your song. Like the song I wrote that I have going on right now is in D flat. If this kick drum wasn't in key, I could sample pitch it to lock in a little bit better. Couple other things to go over real quick. This button up here allows you to drag all of the generated samples into your DAW. So I can just go like this and drag them all out, and it'll just be one hit of all of these. So I'm just going to come underneath. And now when we move the instrument out of the way, you can see here's my kick drum, here's my clap, here's my snare, here's my secondary snare. So it printed all of the sounds that were AI generated, and I can use these as one-shots. I'm just going to undo real quick and open up the instrument again, because maybe I don't need all of them, I just want a couple of them. Then you want to come over here, and this is a single sample. So here is our kick drum that we just pulled out. And now we can go in and generate all new stuff and be able to pull those samples out into our session or into a folder somewhere on your computer. Then last but not least is you're probably looking for some presets, some stuff that other people have done. Come up to the top right, it says current kit. Even though it says lays the producer kit 1 here for me right now, I've hit this generate button so many times. It's not what came as a preset. It's entirely different now. Now I want to show you this in practical terms. I'm just going to let the loop go, and every time it comes around, and we're going to do this a small handful of times, I'm just going to generate an entire new kit, and you can see how this can like just drive inspiration. Let's take a listen. So you can see how this can start sparking ideas. You start off with something, you get it in real quick, maybe make a really simple beat like this just to get something moving, to start flowing. And you don't have to think about sounds right now. You can just kind of create new ones just with a couple clicks of a button and see what kind of locks in. And then you can go in on an individual pad basis and change the sounds from there. Make it more similar, make it a bit more random. And there's just a ton you can do letting Emergent drums create the sounds for you. So there you go. That is Emergent drums from Audialab. Once again, thanks to the guys over at Audialab for sending this over so we can check it out and take a listen to it here on this channel. Thanks, guys. If you want to pick up your copy of Emergent drums, use the link down below. That's all for now. If you found anything informative, please like and share the video. To join the community, jump in the Discord. There's a link in the description. You want me to mix your songs? I'd love to. Head over to timflansbaum.com and we can get that going right now. And if you have a question, ask it in the comments and I'll answer it in a future video. Thanks for watching.